It's September 28, 2020. It's a sunny day here in Seattle, but it has been raining quite a bit this week. Let's start the update over here. Let's look at the succulents. Looks like all of the succulents are doing really well. Let's look at the tiny guy. Right here, you can see it's integrating pretty well. New leaves and stuff. And here's the string of pearls. You can see a lot of new growths actually. It's all over the plants. And here are just a few more succulents. First Sizzle is dying back, I think. Some of the leaves are turning yellow. And the petal plant is looking great too. You can see the leaves has a bit more color to it now. I also moved the hydrangea around. I'll show you that shooting star variety later. Peony is dying back. And over here we have the lavender. The flowers are slowly fading away now. And you can see the new growths are definitely getting stronger now. They're all over the plants. And the rosemary is doing well. Here's the green onion. There's a lot of new leaves growing. Here's another rosemary, and seems like the new growth is still going on. Here's the succulents that's still recovering. Down here we have the grape hyacinth. You can see it's sprouting, and the sprout is getting a lot taller. Here's the raspberry. Let's take a look at the new flowers and the new fruits. Yeah, seems like it's still flowering, and some of the fruits are not looking too good, but most of them are looking okay. Might get some new raspberries still. Catnip is mostly leaf now, not flowering anymore. Here's the mulberry. You can see the new leaves all over the tree. The lily of the valley is certainly dying back. And here we have the blueberry with a bunch more red leaves. Here's the calla lily, slowly dying back. And the strawberry is looking about the same. It's not flowering anymore, but here you can see a new tiny fruit forming. It's not really anything worth harvesting, so just gonna let the plant die back slowly. And the new rosemary, I planted in the soil, and if you look closely, maybe some new leaves are forming, but can't really tell. I mean, it's only been a week, so it's too early to say if it's doing well. And here we have the dahlia. Seems like the dahlia is still sending out new flowers, like these two over here. And here's the asparagus, looking really green and nice. And over here's the tomato plant. This guy is really growing. And if you look closely, you can see some flowers forming right here. Those little things over there are probably flower buds. And here we have the crimson clovers. Looks like it's not gonna flower. It's close to the end of the season, so it might be too late. And here we have another tomato plant growing. And this is the hydrangea, just mostly the growth from the pruning. And I moved the shooting star variety of hydrangea over here. I think I might like this location better, less intense sun. And the flowers are looking great. You can see a lot of pinkish color and white color to it. These are the flowers that are already opened. And here's more flowers that are gonna open soon. Very excited. Here's the ginger. You can see the leaves are still coming out, still sending out a bunch of new leaves. Rhubarb, don't think it's sending out any new leaves anymore. And here's the mint. The mints are done flowering. You can see the flowers have dried up. And here's the pineapple. Yeah, it's just a bunch of new leaves. I think the growth is slowing down now because it's getting colder again. As for the indoor garden, here we have the orchids. This is the mini dendrobium. You can see a lot of new growths still coming out. And a little surprise over here, it's sending out a new flower. Very nice. Yeah, it's probably the season for it to flower as well. Here we have another mini dendrobium. Yeah, pretty much just new growths. Here's the lady slipper orchid. Here's the other one. And the magnificent flower is over here. And then down here we have the mini oncidiums. You can see it's the flower spikes are still developing. It's a little slow, but worth the wait. And over here is a lot more of the flower spikes forming. Here's a few more orchids. And I'm just going to put together the mini oncidium flower spikes and give you just a quick look at what they look like all together. A lot of flowers. And this orchid I showed you last week looks like it's not doing well at all. The leaves has turned yellow, so it's probably not going to recover. The Phalaenopsis is doing well. The new leaves has finally turned to a darker green. Here's the snake plant. If you look closely, you can see those little droplets. Those are more of the syrupy secretion from the new leaf. Here's the Easter cactus. The new leaves I showed you last week are definitely getting bigger. You can see here's 2 new leaves, and then here's another one. Here's 2 more. Not seeing any over here. But yeah, a lot of new leaves forming. Here's the birdnest fern we haven't looked at for a while. Looks like it's doing good. And here's the dragon tree plants with all the new growths. Some succulents over here. Here's the philodendron. And the prayer plant is looking good. The new leaf is very nice. And the hoya plant is sending out a bunch of new growths. You can see here's another one. And the stagmon fern with that new antler frond, it's getting bigger. The spider plants with the new flower spike right here.